Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back from the ad break. You're still watching a Prime Live. Joining us today is Yusrah, Sulaiman, and Ammaar, both representing the PPSSA. Together, they bring a wealth of knowledge and expertise to share about this dynamic and spiritual martial arts. Now, from its roots in Indonesia to its modern application in South Africa, we'll delve into the fascinating world of Pencak Silat and how it fosters strength, discipline, and a deeper connection to Islamic heritage. Assalamu alaikum. Jazakallah so much for joining us from the both of you.
Walaikum salam. Thank you for having us.
Jazakallah so much. I don't know if I have butchered that part. You told me, said?
Pencak Silat.
All right. Jazakallah so much. Now, we'll start with Ammaar. Can you please tell us more about the history and the origins of Pencak Silat?
Yes. Pencak Silat, it originates in Indonesia. It's a martial art that was used when Indonesia was colonized by the Dutch people. And this Pencak Silat was founded or formed by the Indonesians, especially the farmers. So many of their tools that they used was like sickles, and it was because they were rice farmers. Well, up until today, Indonesia is very well known for rice farming, of course. And these were the type of weapons that were used back then to defend themselves as Indonesian people. So that's where it originates from.
Okay, beautiful. And Yusrah, can you tell us why you got into the form of martial arts?
Sure. Okay. So we have ties to Indonesian heritage, which we have explored like at great length as colored people. And when I was younger, I started in martial arts in karate. And yeah, it was just a natural progression to get to Pencak Silat. So, yeah.
So when you started it, what was the purpose of it? Were you doing it as a hobby? Did you have full understanding of what it was? And yeah.
So not full and clear understanding because it encompasses a lot more than other martial arts. There's like a spiritual aspect. There's of course like the technique as well, which is different to other martial arts. So, yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. Now, Ammaar, how has this martial art evolved over time? And has its practice changed or remained consistent throughout all the generations?
So as I said earlier on, it started with the Indonesian people learning to defend themselves, and over the years, it became more of a sport. So if we look now, in the world we have over 40 countries that's doing Pencak Silat. Over 40 countries, and it started off with only a self-defense, but now we have the art form, which we call it seni. And then we have the self-defense, and then we have the tanding. So the tanding is the sporting aspect, which is which is what most of the countries are doing currently in the world.
And Yusrah, how does Pencak Silat shape you mentally?
I think because it's a discipline unto itself, with the movement, with just the overall practice, I don't know fully how to express what it encompasses, but it definitely has a very positive impact on one's mental health. Yeah.
That's beautiful. And Ammaar, what aspects of the Islamic culture and philosophy are woven into the practice of Pencak Silat? Because you mentioned the spirituality of it, and now Islam, obviously, it's a religion, which is spirituality. So how do we tie in the two together?
So as you know, well, Islamically, if you look at Indonesia, Indonesia is the biggest, one of the biggest Muslim countries in the world, the biggest population, right? And all the principles, all the philosophies from this Muslim country has been fed into the Pencak Silat. So everyone who practices Pencak Silat in a way learns about Islam as well, learns about the cultures. I'll give you an example. Over the years, we've been doing Pencak Silat for 15 years in South Africa, right? And when people come to Pencak Silat, they don't only come to learn to give people hiding or to fight or whatever, right? Everyone who comes into Pencak Silat, in some form, they inherit the culture and their roots as well. As you know, many Cape Malay people, as you put it, have some roots to Indonesia. So within Pencak Silat, it's also a form of going back to your roots. Now, a lot of people do Pencak Silat, end up wearing the sarung, or they start wearing the peci. It's a certain type of kufiah that we know it as, which is Indonesian. And from the Pencak Silat, it's not just the martial art. We somehow get back to our roots, we learn the cultures, and of course, also Islam is a very big part of it.
All right, and tell us about like a typical day. What does it look like to come in for training?
So we always, when we come to training, you will notice that most of our students, or not all, or not, they wear modest clothing. So as you see, maybe yourself, you're dressed in a lovely scarf and your body's closed off. All our students come like that to training. So we'll always start off, and this is very important, we always start off with Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. So in Bahasa, we will say, doa mulai, and then everyone will say Bismillahirrahmanirrahim together.
Wait. Take us back. What is the statement that you just said?
Doa mulai. Mulai means to start. So you make your dua, the dua
okay.
has to
That's
start.
Interesting. Yes.
And now that you're mentioning now, we also teach a lot of Bahasa, which is the Indonesian language. We teach it within our training as well. So most of the time I only use Bahasa because Alhamdulillah I'm fluent in Bahasa Indonesia, which is also because of the Pencak Silat. That's where I've actually got a long story, but maybe for another time, inshallah. But we always start off with Bismillah. We do our training, we do our exercises, and the exercises we do is not only movements. We believe that every movement needs to have a meaning to it as well. So I'll give an example. With our teachers in Indonesia, they always teach us that when we are training, we must always do dhikr as well. Right? Do dhikr. For example, if we're doing a tankis, which is a block, we'll say astaghfirullah, astaghfirullah. Right? And we say subhanallah, subhanallah, something like that.
All right.
So we always try to instill that in our students as well.
Okay, that's very interesting. Yusrah, back to you. For those who are unfamiliar, with Pencak Silat, can you describe the movements more and the techniques from a female perspective? Because he's saying it, and I'm wondering, like, if I were to go, what are the difficulties that I would, incur, and how would I achieve them? And as someone that's also in the field, tell us about the techniques and the movements and how you have managed to get through them.
Well, first I will say that for males and females it is the same. So
Yeah.
it's there's equality, I think. But I think it would be best for Ammaar, who is the chief instructor, to maybe demonstrate that.
The difference, not the difference because you said that it's the same thing,
Yeah.
but how maybe the females are, receiving it, or how is the difference in terms of reception between a man and a female?
Okay. I think it's actually quite good. For Pencak Silat, as Yusrah said, it's equal, right? A lot of martial arts require for you to have brute strength, right? Which causes a major difference between males and females, because physically males they tend to be much stronger than females, right? But Pencak Silat, it teaches you how to defend yourself in a soft way as well, which females can follow as well, right? So in Pencak Silat, we don't require much strength either. A lot of females can do Pencak Silat easy as well. There's a movement, there's a style of Pencak Silat. Pencak Silat has thousands of different styles. But there's one in particular that I'd like to teach the female students. It's called Putri Malu. So Putri means princess, and Malu means shy. So it's a shy princess. So this Putri Malu shows females how to be modest, right? Because Malu means to keep yourself closed. But also within those movements is very dangerous and powerful attacking movements that can be used. So when we talk about male and female, Pencak Silat is equal. It's equal.
That's very interesting. Now, Yusra, back to you. What would you say is the purpose of learning martial arts, you know, for those who might be wondering or are still hesitant on the reason why? And this would also help those who are still hesitant to want to pursue it because of the benefits that you will say in terms of the purpose of martial arts.
Okay, so I think practicing any kind of martial art is so good for just discipline, not just when you are young, but also later on in life as well. And I think Pencak Silat specifically, as a Muslim person, with what it integrates into the discipline, I think it just like reinforces every aspect of it that, you know, is, it's really valuable to just practice the different aspects of Pencak Silat and
May I add on to that?
Yes,
Right.
Mame.
So when people join Pencak Silat, they always come with different reasons why they want to join Pencak Silat, right? If you go to MMA, for example, MMA, that is purely to go in the ring and hurt your opponent, right? Get points and be a winner. But in Pencak Silat, people come for many different reasons. Many of them come for the spiritual aspect of Pencak Silat. Many people come just to be healthy. Many people come because they're being bullied at school, so they want to come and learn to defend themselves. A lot of people lack flexibility. They come for flexibility. Many people come just to learn how to use a weapon, for example, like a sickle. We've got a lot of them as well. So we teach people all of those things, and we accommodate anyone who wants to come for a certain reason, because Pencak Silat is not just for one reason, it's for many reasons.
That's beautiful. Now, Yusra, also as a female practitioner, how has it been like, or how has your experience been like in this traditional male-dominated discipline?
Yeah, so traditionally, like Ammaar said, it's practiced throughout the world.
Yeah.
Our club in particular is actually female-dominated. So it's about 70%, I think, of us are actually young girls and young women and ladies, and also older ladies. So in this particular club, there's, like we just mentioned, equality is definitely important, and there hasn't been any challenges in that regard. But also, like we spoke about, Islam sort of governing everything, I think there wouldn't be room for that to be a concern, for us at least, at our club. Yeah.
That's beautiful. And Ammaar, I just want to, you mentioned that there's different types of martial arts, right? How many different types of martial arts exist?
You're talking about different types of silat?
Martial
arts itself.
Well, there's many.
Countless.
Martial arts itself, you get karate, you get
Taekwondo.
kung fu, there's so many.
Yeah.
There's so many. But if we're talking about Pencak Silat alone, there are hundreds, maybe even 1,000 different styles of Pencak Silat.
And do you ever get to a point, I'm going to ask you because you're the coach, right?
Chief, yeah.
Chef, yeah. So do you ever get to a point where you are so advanced and like you're just practicing when you go, or you always have to be learning? Like,
it's like walking. You just need to keep moving. Pencak Silat is also one of those things where you can learn or practice while you are working at home, you are busy cooking, you are just sitting in the office. The type of movements that we use are natural movements. So it's not something that's very strenuous on the body. While you're sitting like this, for example, you can do your blocking, or you can practice your punching, for example. So you're always practicing your Pencak Silat. And the more you practice, the more it becomes muscle memory, and the more it betters your reflexes, right? Even for ladies, while you are busy cooking a meal at home for your family, you can do your Pencak Silat as well.
okay, give us a maybe, because my mind is like going crazy because as you're speaking, I'm just imagining someone in the kitchen, like, maybe because I don't know how like martial arts, but like, can you give us like you said sitting down, you could practice like your blockings, and then for someone in the kitchen, what would they be doing?
Someone in the kitchen, Like as I said earlier, we teach people to use weapons as well, right?
So playing with knives.
So playing with a knife while you're cutting your onions at home, you can do your right.
That's very interesting.
So as I said, it's a natural thing. Pencak
Yeah.
Silat teaches us to use natural movements. You are not required to be able to do a splits, have your leg up in the air. No, it's all practical. Everything that we do is practical. Things that you do every day with your hands.
Yeah, it sounds very interesting. Now, back to you. We know that the PPSSA is hosting an upcoming fundraiser event to support the growth and the preservation of Pencak Silat in South Africa. Please tell us more about this event.
So the next event that we're going to have is at the Northgate Ice Rink. It's a fundraiser to help us raise funds for various things. And so tickets are between 50 rand and 150 rand. So 50 is just for entrance and a snack pack, and then 120 rands for skates and a snack pack, and then 150 is for everything. So yeah.
That's very interesting. And Ammaar, where will the fundraiser be held, as well as the date and everything?
Okay, the fundraiser will be held at the Northgate Ice Rink. And regarding the fundraising, the best person to speak to is Yusrah. So normally I get involved only in the training,
Okay.
and Yusrah helps us on the financial side.
Yes, I believe the details came on screen as you were talking about, the event itself. But I'm hoping that the viewers at home will get it. And if you do not get it, make sure that you do head over to our social media platforms so that you can get all the details. Inshallah, they will be posting it right there. But just in closing of this beautiful conversation, I want to put you on the spot. Right, today I'm putting people on the spot because it's Heritage tomorrow, and we're celebrating culture, differences, and diversity. Right? You said you knew the language.
Yes.
What is it called again?
Bahasa Indonesia.
Bahasa Indonesia. That's
Yes.
the name of the language, right?
Yes, correct.
So that's your camera there, right? So you're gonna tell the viewers at home that we are going to an ad break, and we'll see them after this in
Okay.
the language, right? And
Alright.
then we'll go to an ad break. So that's your camera.
Oke semua, kita akan iklan sekarang. Sampai jumpa lagi, insya Allah.